being able to remember things is quite useful. You might need to remember where you left your car keys or how to get home, and past thinking. It's that memory, the accumulation of knowledge is helpful. We need that in our day-to-day lives, don't we? Past thinking is important, but quite a lot of it isn't helpful, is it? And it's not even real. A lot of it, is it? Your past changes. You remember it differently at different times of your life. Something that you remembered as being awful, at the time, 10 years on, you might go, well, hang on a minute, it wasn't so bad, and this came from it, that came from it. You'll remember it differently, and you remember it differently according to your current perception, and you remember it differently according to your mood. And if you ask somebody else who was there, they'll remember it differently to you anyway. So your past it's a story loosely based upon fact. Now, not everybody's mind works in the same way, but I'll cover these patterns. You'll do some of them, you won't. But if I point them out to you, you might go, oh yeah, I do that. And that might be quite a helpful thing to notice. Now, a very common pattern that we come across is reliving past trauma, past hurts. If there's trauma in our past and we've been through very bad experiences, there is a tendency to want to replay that in our minds, to try and understand it, to try and figure it out. But what biologists have shown us is that our body doesn't really understand the difference between what's really happening in the here and now and what we're imagining is happening, replaying in our minds that it has happened. So when we're remembering that awful thing that's happened, our body thinks, oh, it's happening again. So we re-experience the emotional content of that memory. Worse still, they're suggesting that we re-record that and put that back in the cellular memory. So every time we revisit that trauma, literally, we're experiencing the hurt again, and we're very probably building that trauma in the cellular memory as a body. But anyway, we don't need to go into the biology. Just point out that the principle. And there is a tendency to want to do that. And we can get quite lost in that. And this is what post-traumatic stress is, just like a loop, round and round and round and round. You wouldn't choose that, and if your mind does that, that's, you wouldn't choose to keep reliving that trauma. But every time we go back over that, we experience the emotional content of that memory again. So if you see your mind doing that, where am I now? It's okay. I'm back to now. It's okay, I'm just sitting here. This is real. It's okay. Everything's okay. Oh, it's not happening. It's just a memory. It's just in my mind. And you're kind of resetting yourself. You're carried back again. There's a certain sort of habitual nature to these thinking patterns, and it can be really quite addictive. But every time you see yourself wandering back over that hurtful experience, that painful experience, okay, it's here now, I've done that, it's over, I don't want to do it again. In my mind, it's okay, I'm all right here and now, it's okay, everything's fine. That's relief. It's just a memory. We've saved ourselves some distress. Now, it doesn't have to be awful trauma. It could be just reliving that row we had this morning, or what so-and-so said to us yesterday, or, every time we're replaying that in mind, we're experiencing that painful emotion over and over and over and over and over again, I'm not pretending this is easy. But if we can resist the temptation to replay that row in our heads, or replay that story, or that angry remark, or that hurtful comment, then come back to now okay, yeah, it's happened, it's already gone. Yeah, it was painful, yes it was. Yes, they were wrong, yes they were. But actually no, I don't choose to replay that memory. I choose to be here and now, and actually I'm okay. I'm okay. Do you get the idea?